here with Bixby head coach Loren Montgomery. Coach, you want to just tell me how beneficial this 7-on-7 stuff is for you in the summertime?
Well, we like it a lot because our kids are getting to throw, catch, compete in the summer, and you get to work on a lot of little details. I know some coaches don't necessarily like it because, they say it's not football or whatever, but competing, throwing, catching, covering, we get a lot of work done, and we feel we get a lot of benefit out of it.
Before 7-on-7 came along, what were you guys doing? I mean, does it seem like a different world before 7-7 came along?
Yeah, I think maybe my first 10 years of coaching, we didn't do it. We, of course, did passing leagues on Tuesday nights, but it's not competitive like this. You don't keep score and that sort of thing. And so I think this has really added a cool dynamic to summer football in Oklahoma.
And I know for you guys, you lose Staten, you lose Tucker, and guys in the backfield. How beneficial is it for you to see the new guys getting reps and figure out how you're going to approach the new season?
Well, it's key. We've worked two different quarterbacks today because we're still trying to settle in on one, and both the guys have done well. They've competed, but it's out here live bullet, so you can see how they responded in a competitive environment.
How about Tucker? I mean, I know after he followed Nick Roller, so obviously there's a lot of pressure to be a good ball carrier. Bixby, who's looking to be the guy to shoulder the load this year?
Well, we got a couple guys. The guy coming out of spring that did a really good job for us was Vic Griffin. He's a big physical tailback. And then a young guy, sophomore last year, Braden Roller, did a good job carrying the football and I don't know, had 700 or 800 yards last year. So those two guys will carry the load up at running back.
And I know these guys aren't out here, but the offensive, defensive line guys, I know last year you had a lot of meat up front. You had guys like Billy Bray and all those guys. How do you go into this season, trying to replace those guys?
Well, we'll have 5 new guys up front. Only one guy really with any game experience. A couple of them have had one start, but other than that, it's kind of retooling, and we'll look a lot different. We've had those 6'6", 300-pound tackles the last 3 years, and so now all of a sudden we're going to be we got some good players, but they're going to look different. They're a little bit more of the 5'11", 250-pound variety, which is still a great size high school offensive lineman if they're technically sound.
And I know you guys came up short against Booker T, another team that's out here today. But how'd you guys approach the off season versus being reigning state champ like you were a couple years ago?
Well, I think our kids understand the difference now if you don't win your last game. We'd been spoiled a little bit and had won in 14, 15, and 16, and then to be right there, to have a 2-score lead and not being able to finish, I think our guys got a little gleam in their eye and hopefully have learned from just some of the things that went wrong in that game last year.
Now, what do you guys do after this? How do you wrap up the summer and prepare for 2018?
Well, we'll do one more of these 7-on-7 tournaments, and we'll continue with our passing leagues until July 15th, and then really ramp up the conditioning the second half of the summer. And we play a 0 week this year, home against Jinx, August 24th, and so that's going to be here before you know it.
All right. Thank you, Loren.
Thank you very much.